In the New Testament, Jesus Christ refers to himself as the Son of Man and the Son of God. In this video, we're going to examine both claims and why they are important. In the Gospels, you'll find the parable of the wicked tenants of the vineyard, such as in Mark 12. It's also found in the Gnostic Gospel of Thomas. Most New Testament scholars agree that this is an authentic parable saying by Jesus Christ. There's a couple of reasons why. One is it doesn't end in a resurrection. It also ends where nobody knows where the vineyard is going to, which Christians believe that we're the ones who basically took it. So if the Christians had made it up, then they would have most definitely put a resurrection in there, and they didn't say that they took the vineyard. But anyway, even the Jesus Seminars, which are the most liberal, critical New Testament scholars, agree that this is a genuine parable by Jesus. Now, what's so great about this parable is that Jesus in it places himself as the Son of God, the heir of Israel, above the prophets, and as the last messenger. In this video, we're examining, of course, Son of God, and so it's quite clear from this parable alone that Jesus thought of himself as the Son of God and the heir of all things. Mark 13:32, in reference to his return, Jesus says, "But of that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." This is considered an authentic saying by Jesus, because it couldn't have been made up by Christian theology, because it is a direct reference to Jesus being ignorant of something. There's a really good answer for this here, and I may give that answer at the end of this video. I don't know if I have time, but what's important here is that, well, first it's considered an authentic saying by Jesus, and in the saying, he places himself even above the angels. It gives a list of people who do not know when he will return. You can pretty much say that by no one knows, that would be the human beings, and it says not even the angels nor the Son. So Jesus chronologically places himself above even angels. Matthew 11:27, Jesus says, "All things have been delivered to me by my Father, and no one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son chooses to reveal him." Here Jesus shows himself to be the exclusive Son of God, and to be the one and only person who can reveal the Father, God the Father, to mankind, and that he has exclusive authority over this revelation. This is considered authentic also because it says that nobody knows the Son except the Father, which would exclude even Jesus' own followers. It excludes Christians. So it is very unlikely to have come from Christian theology. Also, it's been shown that there's an old Aramaic version of it, so it's very likely to be a very early statement. It also comes from the Q document, which is very early. So yeah, it's considered to be authentic, and in it Jesus shows himself to be the Son of God and to be the one and only person who can reveal the Father to us. I'm going to try to explain the Q document real quick, or what is referred to as Q. It actually has a larger name, but I can't remember what it is, but the nickname is Q. So when anybody refers to Q document, what they're actually referring to is sayings of Jesus. That's all it is a list of sayings that are found in both Matthew and Luke, but are not found in the Gospel of Mark. So it's believed that Matthew and Luke had some early source material, and that's what they used in their Gospels. It's actually plausible, however, that Matthew had Matthew's the source, and Luke just took from him, because Luke took from both Matthew and Mark. So it's very possible that that's where the source material is, but Matthew, being a disciple of Jesus and knowing Jesus personally, it's a pretty good source. So yeah, that pretty much explains what Q is supposed to be. So if you ever hear about, Q or Q document, that's what it is. It's just a list of sayings that are found in Matthew and Luke that are not found in Mark. So what we have so far are three statements that are considered authentic by many scholars, and they reveal Jesus to have thought of himself as being unique, very exclusive when it comes to the Father, God the Father, being the unique Son, that He places Himself, I don't know why I have trouble saying that word, places Himself above angels, above prophets, above even kings, above man. So the Muslim conception of Jesus is that He was just a man, a prophet. The Jehovah Witness conception of Jesus is that He was an angel, when He Himself places Himself above angels. And so that's where we're at so far. And next we're going to look at Son of Man. Mark 14:61. Mark 14:61. Jesus is asked a question: "Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed?" His response is, "I am, and you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of power and coming with the clouds of heaven." This is considered authentic. One reason why is because the question asked Him is, "Are you the Son of the Blessed?" The phrase "Son of the Blessed" is a Jewish phrase. It is found only at this one part of the Gospel, or this part of the New Testament. It's not a Christian wording. It's not, we wouldn't use the phrase Son of the Blessed. It is also unlikely that Mark would have invented a prediction to the Sanhedrin that they in fact would not see fulfilled. So it's considered to be authentic. What's important here is that we see that Jesus is making an exclusive claim to be the Son of Man that is prophesied in Daniel 7, which is a divine character that comes on the clouds of heaven on the right hand side of God. And He's making an absolute claim to His divinity here. In fact, He's claiming to be the Son of Man, the Son of God, and the Messiah all in one fell swoop, and to be God all in one fell swoop. And as a result, they scream blasphemy and they crucify Him. Jesus, as the Son of Man, also claimed that He had the authority to forgive sins, which the Jews believed and understood that only God can forgive sins. Jesus did pass that authority to the apostles, which is an apostolic, I guess you would call it, gift that only they had. No human being can actually forgive sins. This might upset Catholics to hear this, but that's okay. So as the Son of Man, Jesus claimed to have a divine nature and divine authority, and I guess that kind of concludes this video. Alright, real quick on the whole Jesus being ignorant of His return thing. This really deserves a whole video on it. I don't think I could really explain it in full in the time that I have, but I'm going to try to quickly do it. You might not like the way I'm going to do it, but you know, oh well. So the covenant that God made with man, the salvation plan for man, resembles a Jewish wedding covenant. And in it, when the father goes to build a home for the wife-to-be with the son, which is the husband-to-be, the husband does not know when he can come and collect his wife. Only the father knows. The father, when everything is ready and set to go, the father says, "Okay, go collect your wife." So the reason why Jesus doesn't know when He will come and collect His people, which, by the way, the Christian church is referred to several times in the New Testament as the bride of Jesus, he basically, I don't know how to explain it, but that he didn't really, he kind of kept the information from himself, I guess you could say, because going by the tradition of the Jewish wedding, the son does not know when he will go collect his bride. So they kind of kept to that, I guess you can say. Yeah, so this really deserves a bigger video, but that's basically it in a nutshell, and you might not like it, but you know, that's the way it goes.